Number 19, a flu epidemic hits a college community beginning with 5 cases on day t equals 0. Like there's an ordered pair. At time 0, it says there were 5 cases. Well, we're going to use that in this problem. The growth rate of the epidemic, new cases per day, is given by this formula, R of t, and I wrote that wrong. R of t equals 18e to the 0.5 t. And then it says where t is the number of days since the epidemic began, which I have labeled. T is days since the epidemic began. Part A. Find a formula for the total cases of flu in the first t days. So let's say I use, let's get crazy here. M is total cases. Why M? Why not, sir? And madam. So to figure out what the total cases are, M of t, we're going to have to integrate the rate at which it's spreading. We're going to be integrating 18e to the 500ths t. To integrate this, you take the reciprocal of 500ths. 500ths reduces to 1/20th. Reciprocal then would be 20. And you multiply it by the original function, 0.05t. Throw in your arbitrary constant. 20 times 18 would be 360. Got to figure out what C is. Using the ordered pair that we were given at the beginning, up yonder, yeah, I said yonder, we're going to replace M, total cases, with 5. Replace T with 0. Figure out what C is. 0.05 times 0 is 0. E to the 0 is 1. Therefore, this is 5 equals 360. Therefore, C is negative 355. So to answer part A, throw that together with our equation, and we get M of t equals 360 times e to the 0.05t minus 355. That's part A's answer. Part B. Part B says, pardon me, I'm scrolling to find part B. Use your answer to part A to find the total cases for the first 20 days. So we take our function, replace t with 20. So we get 360 times e, 0.05 times 20 is of course 1, because 0.05 is 5/100ths, which is 1/20th. 1/20th times 20 is 1. E to the first is e. So if I put in my calculator 360 times e minus 355, I get approximately 624 cases. of the flu. Number 20, a student can memorize foreign vocabulary words at a rate of 2 divided by the cubed root of t words per minute, where t is the number of minutes since the studying began. Well, let me tell you something right now. If t is how many minutes it's been since studying began, and we have a rate of how many words they can memorize after they began studying, and there's an ordered pair in here, which is 0, 0. At time 0, the person has memorized 0 words. Find the number of words that can be memorized in the first 8 minutes. Well, let's say that M is the total words memorized. Therefore, M of t would be the integral of the memorization rate, which is 2 times t to the negative 1/3. It's negative 1/3 because t is on the bottom of the fraction, which makes it negative. It's 1/3 because the cubed root is the same thing as saying t to the 1/3. If we integrate this, add 1 to the exponent, that would be 2/3, multiplied by the reciprocal of 2/3, that would be 3/2, plus arbitrary constant. 2 times 3/2 is 3. Figure out what c is. We're going to use an ordered pair 0, 0. Which gives us c is 0. Therefore, our function, m of t, is going to be 3 cubed root of t squared plus 0. So we don't need the plus 0. How many words can you memorize in the first 8 minutes? Well, we simply replace t with 8. Since this 8 is squared and also cube rooted, you can do it in either order. You can cube root it and then square it, or you can square it and then cube root it. I'm going to cube root it first. Cube root of 8 is 2. 2 squared is 4. 4 times 3 is 12. In the first 8 minutes, the person would expect to memorize 12 words. 21 says the company's marginal cost function is x to the negative 1/2 plus $4, where x is the number of units. Find the total cost for the first 400 units. That's units 0 to 400. Well, total cost, or our cost function, we're going to be integrating this marginal cost function from 0 to 100. So the antiderivative of x to the negative 1/2 would be 2 square roots of x. Antiderivative of 4 would be 4x. And evaluate this from 0 to 100. So that's 2 times the square root of 100 plus 4 times 100 minus 2 times the square root of 0 plus 4 times 0. Square root of 100 is 10. 4 times 100 is 400. Square root of 0 is 0. 4 times 0 is 0. 2 times 10 is 20. 2 times 0 is 0. 20 plus 400 is 420. Minus 0 is 420. So the cost to make the first 100 units, it's going to be $420. And I think I misread this problem, which is just quite lovely. I'm sorry. It said to go from 0 to 400, which is going to change this number, and 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 this number. What a wreck. So 0 to 400, we got 2 times the square root of 400, and then 4 times 400. What a jerk. Square root of 400 is 20. 4 times 400 is 1600. 2 times 20 is 40. 40 plus 1600 is 1640. So I did not intentionally make that mistake, but here's one good thing that came of it. And that's that if you show your work properly, which I did, and you find your mistake, which I did, it's real easy to fix your mistake. Just follow that 400 all the way through. So total cost for the first 400 units is $1,640. Sorry for the mistake.